101,000 women going into health technologies. These are all lower paying fields.
What you're saying is that women don't have the aspirations to...
I'm saying that women choose to go into the field they're interested in, and these are the fields that they're interested in.
Exactly.
Making less money. Lower fields. They go into lower paying fields. Not always. Not always, but on average. You can't on average, right?
What's up, YouTube? Poor Man Podcast back with another video. Give me the HBO special. That's the Help a Brother Out special. Hit the like and the subscribe button for more content. Let's get right into the video.
I'm just using common sense right now. You guys are using sources.
What are your statistics for women getting paid less than men? The wage gap.
I mean, honestly, as I said, I can look at it right now. It's more of a common sense phenomenon. To validate my opinion, it's the same thing that is done on an everyday basis, but you can manipulate statistics.
Okay, then what is this common sense that women are paid less than men?
All right, how many women do you see in top positions across the country, in leadership positions or board positions or president positions, as opposed to male positions? Because I said that there are not as many females in either leadership, board, and your argument for that was that a woman gets pregnant.
He's right. I don't see very many female CEOs, but I also don't see very many female plumbers. Water treatment, the dudes who literally go and get the doo-doo out of the water, 87% of them are men. So if we're going to talk about this glass ceiling, we have to also talk about this glass basement, because there seems to be not enough equality when it comes to hard, laborious, outdoor, dangerous jobs. In 2012, 93% of all workplace deaths were men. Because men are willing to do the dirty, laborious, dangerous jobs that uphold society. Men run these societies by being CEOs and being presidents and being senators, but men also are willing to do the work that's necessary to uphold that society. You can't expect to have a representation in the top, most cushy, most respected, highest paying positions, yet there'd be a discrepancy in all the hard work and laborious jobs that are required to run that society. So it's always weird to me when people complain that women aren't represented in these top positions, yet they don't talk about the ditch digging. Why don't we have more female ditch diggers? I am for equality. Let's get some of these women to be electricians and plumbers. The truth of the matter is women are not interested in those jobs. They're dangerous, they're dirty, they're laborious, they don't hold any status. Women do not want those jobs. 87% of water treatment people are men. 85% of truck drivers are men. 93% or 95% of all military deaths are men. So what you're doing is taking a very small minority of hyper-successful men that are at the top, and then saying that men have an inherent advantage in society while ignoring the vast majority of men that work dangerous jobs. So if we're going to talk about the glass ceiling because I have a 0.001 chance of being a CEO or a president, let's also talk about the glass basement. Majority of workplace deaths are men. Majority of military deaths are men. Majority of people that are ending themselves are men. Majority of the homeless population are men. Majority of the victims of violent crimes are men. But if you want more representation in the people that run society, you need more representation in the people that uphold that society.
My argument was that women don't go into that field as often as men, and besides that...
Why don't they go into that field as often as men? Because
they don't want to.
That more women graduate from college, which means that they do have the same ambition, if not more than what men have originally. Because you're the one who made the argument that you have more women graduating already with an associate's degree, almost a 2-to-1 fact than what men do. So what you're saying is that you have more women entering the workforce and are trying to get a degree to further their education. Which
what are they going to school for? That matters if you're not in school for technology.
And be represented in the top positions.
Mr. Barrow, for computer sciences. I am. Let me get to my point.
Sure, women are graduating with degrees, but what are they going to school for? That matters. Because if you're going to school because you're interested in art, you're not going to make as much money as a person that's going to school for STEM, right? Science, technology, engineering, and math. 85% of engineers are men. No one is stopping women from going to school to be engineers. No one. In fact, people are actually encouraging women to go to school to be engineers. The truth of the matter is most women are not interested in those things. Most women are interested in art. Most women are interested in fashion. Most women are interested in people. So they go into fields that happen to deal with people, fashion, and art. That's what women like to do. What are you going to do? Put a gun to their head and force them to go to school for engineering? No one is forcing. Everybody is able to make their choice, and women are deciding by and large that they don't want to go to school for STEM fields. So if you're fighting for the right for women to be able to choose what they want to do, which I agree with, by the way, you have to respect their choices, and this is what they're choosing to do.
Okay, computer sciences, 32,288 associate's degrees given to males, as opposed to 8,814 given to women.
I know.
Wow.
So why don't you
That's a higher
about all the other things?
Right, yes. So, then, for
What about the other 640,000 degrees which you talked about?
Social sciences, which there's 6,000 men go into social sciences. There's 8,000 women. Where there's 101,000 women going into health technologies. These are all lower paying fields.
So what you're saying is that women don't have the aspirations to You're
No, I'm saying that women
What?
choose to go into the field they're interested in, and these are the fields that they're interested in.
Exactly.
Making less money.
But I'm talking about the same position. I'm not talking about less money.
Same position. Can you give me a statistic for the same position?
I mean, my God, what's up with you statistics? I told you statistics are bullcrap. I can make up statistics and they're bullcrap. I've used it. I've done it. I've actually taken classes from people that do statistics for their whole country.
That's great.
No, and they tell you that statistics are bullcrap. So when you keep on doing the statistics stuff, it's a bullcrap argument, and you can't see through that.
During the slavery times, correct? Is that correct? Is it? Hold on. Is that correct?
I would think this would be the last argument.
Yeah, I know. Hold on. Is that correct?
I would think that this would be on the last.
No, Mr. Barham, is that correct? Were slaves considered inferior to the owners?
At the time period.
Yes. So, if women are considered inferior to men, why would women not be the ones working?
Bingo.
Because it's the good old boy network and it's a social.
Oh,
it's a social.
I forgot.
Because women are supposed to stay at home and do what? What are the women supposed to stay at home and do? Matthew, what are the women supposed to stay home and do?
Take care of the kids.
Okay, what else are the women supposed to stay home and do? What is a woman supposed to stay home and do?
Laundry and stuff?
Wait, what else is a woman supposed to stay home and do?
I see what you're doing.
No, you're the one saying it. What is a woman? I didn't say it in words. Who said that the woman's supposed to stay home and do laundry? Everybody point at the person. Matt, who's supposed to say that the woman's supposed to stay home and take care of the kids? You did. It never came out of my mouth. It came out of your mouth.
Mr. Barham, I was giving you the answers you wanted.
No, you gave me the answers that were on the top of the head because that's social conformity.
No, it's stuff that I've heard feminists say.
No, it's social conformity.
No one else is saying that women should do laundry.
Who's the only person who said it? Who's the only person that said it? You.
No, listen, Mr. Barham, no one else is saying that women should stay home except for the feminists who say we say it.
Facts.
I said it because that's what I thought you were looking for. I thought you were going to make a point. You're just slandering me.
I'm not making a point. I'm making the point that you're sitting there as a male arguing that there is not an unequality right now.
I'm not sitting here arguing that. I'm arguing that there is equal rights. They have equal opportunities.
You're getting a little upset right now.
I'm not upset at all, Mr. Barham. Dude, this is awesome. I'm enjoying this. I'm loving this.
All right, then let the girls have it.
This is what people have to understand. When you send your boys to school, you're not sending them to these higher institutions of learning. You have to understand that you're pretty much sending your boys to school to be told that they're a part of the problem all the time, and the only solution to their problem is the girls in the classroom. And then people get surprised when boys are dropping out of school, when boys don't want to go to college, when boys aren't graduating. It's because they're being told that they're the problem every single day. It's literally just like the blue eyes, brown eyes experiment. If you tell kids with brown eyes that they're significantly less valuable than the kids with blue eyes, regardless of how well the brown eyes kids was doing in school, they're going to do significantly worse than the kids with blue eyes because the teacher told them that the ones with the blue eyes were more important.
Eyed people. Brown-eyed people are better than blue-eyed people. They're smarter than blue-eyed people. And if you don't believe it, look at Brian. I use Orton Gillingham Phonics. We use the card pack. The brown-eyed children were in the low class the first day, and it took them 5.5 minutes to get through the card pack. The second day, it took them 2.5 minutes. The only thing that had changed was the fact that now they were superior people. You went faster than I've ever had anyone go through the card pack.
So when you teach boys the future is female, when you teach boys toxic masculinity, when you teach boys that they're consistently a part of the problem regardless of anything that they've done, they're not going to want to go to a university after high school and have to deal with that for 4 more years. And not only that, but have to pay to do it. I'm not going into $60,000 worth of debt just to hear that I'm the problem for 8 hours a day. The truth of the matter is colleges have a new target audience. They are young, gullible women that are willing to go $60,000 in debt for a liberal arts degree that they're never going to use. 53% of recent graduates are underemployed or unemployed, meaning they either don't have a job at all or have a job that doesn't even require a degree. College is supposed to be a place where you go to get your ideas challenged so that you can gain new perspectives, not a safe space where you can just sit in an echo chamber and have all of your ideas just repeated back to you. I'm not saying that degrees are pointless. The higher level of degree you have, the more money you will make on average. But what I am saying is 53% of the people that go to college are not using their degrees at all. Not only that, but they're starting their life off with a $60,000 debt. It sounds like our educational systems are more in it for the money than they are for the betterment of the students.
So, there is a 79% pay gap between men and women. 79%.
But I thought it was 70. What was it? 70?
It was 70.
79 cents for every dollar that a man makes.
Do you know how that's calculated?
I would say math.
What number? What salary?
Got a jokester.
Not
like,
equal paying jobs, but like men and women in the same positions.
it's taking from men and women in the same positions.
This is according to the U.S. Census Bureau's current population survey.
What do you I say something from the Bureau?
Because
Okay.
I told you guys statistics are crap, but you guys will fall back on it.
Your side just fell back.
Yeah, they fell back on statistics to argue your statistical points.
Okay.
Because that's what you guys seem to listen to.
Teachers saying statistics don't matter.
But if they give you that statistic right there, do you believe that statistic or do you believe the one in front of you?
Mr. Barham, I could go.
If I write a book, and I write a book about how Nazis were really great people, will there be somebody that believes them? Yes. Does it mean this is the right point? No.
No, I was just taking
You just have
example.
associate degrees, you don't have bachelor's.
No, I don't have bachelor's.
You don't have most
Actually,
bachelor's.
no, you have bachelor's.
All
don't you?
right, with bachelor's degrees,
What's your source? Because that's your favorite question for me.
statista.com.
So 32 hours or more
Okay,
is a full-time job.
so 32 hours, 26% of men work at least 41 hours per week. In 2012, which was the year Obama came out with his, I think it was 77%, which started a really big thing. So that was 2012, 41.
Wait. Obama came out and said that a woman makes 77% of every dollar a man makes. Yes.
Oh,
That's what he came out
so
with.
Obama said it.
Oh,
Obama's wrong.
And then
Or no, he's not wrong. No, that's true actually. But it's not for. Hold on, no, Mr. Graham, don't stop.
Let them
I'm not
finish.
done yet. I'm not done yet.
Because it
What year
matters.
was this?
Don't stop. I'm not done yet.
He's gonna
I'm
make
not
an
done
important
yet.
point.
I'm not
What
done
year
yet.
was this? 2012?
I'm not done
You
yet.
said 2012, Obama said, and he said Obama was right, that women make 77 cents on the dollar that a man does.
but it's not because
But
of the
you
old
don't know how
boys
that's
club.
calculated, do you? No, but I know how it's calculated. It's
Exactly.
calculated by comparing the number of full-time working women to the full-time working men. Okay. 43% of women leave the workforce when they have a child, right? And when they come back, hold on.
Let's talk about
I have this. No, we can talk about this after I get the 77 thing out of the way. 40% of these people will return to their jobs. 77% will rejoin in part-time. But part-time isn't calculated. So that's already 40, that's somewhere in the numbers of 43% of women not being calculated in this calculation, the 77-cent figure. Not only this, but women don't go in, on average, they don't go into higher paying jobs.
Bingo.
Why?
Why?
Because they choose
Because
not
they
to.
Mr. Graham, are you going to imply here that there's a society that's pushing women from going away from higher paying jobs? Is that what you're saying?
I think that would be almost, let me see.
Or are you going to say the old boys club?
I have never seen a STEM group that hasn't wanted every person they can to join.
I haven't
Exactly.
either.
You haven't seen the
Nobody's telling young women to not go into
Science,
STEM fields.
technology, engineering.
Math.
And
Is that where the money's at?
Yes, that's where the money
That
is
is
at.
Actually, is in.
Microsoft, the industry is growing.
If they're full-time working all year, she will earn $5,000 less than that man.
And is that because she goes into a different field?
It's in the same job.
It's in the same job.
Oh my god.
Wait, can I
So now can I finish for a second? Okay, so that's full-time job, correct? So we said full-time job was at least 32 hours. And this is the last thing I'm going to say. I'm going to let you guys know that. But 26% of men work at least 41 hours a week.
There it is.
But only 14% of women work at least 41.
Exactly.
Okay, so women were more likely than men to work 35 to 39 hours a week, and 12% worked those hours in
Bingo.
2012, while 5% of men worked the minimum hours. A large majority of both male and female full-time workers had a 40-hour work week. Among these workers, women earned 88% as much as men earn.
And the average
And so,
work
yes,
week-
they did earn less, but on average, as long as they, on average, the average woman worked less than the average.
And that's what you're saying.
Bingo.
That is this statistic
They
right.
earn as much as men.
That was just a direct quote from the.
On average.
Women don't make as much as men for a plethora of reasons. It's a multifaceted problem. It's not something that you could just chalk up to the patriarchy. The first reason being is women work on average 36 hours a week, which is considered part-time. Women work on average 36 hours a week, while men work on average 42 hours a week. So if we're working in the same position, say we're both lumberjacks, which is probably unlikely because there are so few female lumberjacks, it's the most dangerous job in the world. Let's say we're both lumberjacks and I work 4 hours a week more than you. Of course, over the span of the year, I'm gonna make more money in the same position as you because I worked more hours. I deserve to have more money than you. Let's talk about raises. Let's talk about promotions. Who are you more likely to give a raise or a promotion to? The girl that works 36 hours a week or the guy that works 42 hours a week? Probably the guy that works 42 hours a week. So guys are more likely to get raises. Guys are more likely to get promotions. Guys are less agreeable, so we are more likely to negotiate for those things also. All of these things play into part when we talk about this gender wage gap. So there's time. There's also how dangerous the job is. 92% of all workplace deaths are men. Men choose more dangerous jobs and should be compensated because their jobs are dangerous. So we have hours worked. We have how dangerous the job is. Now let's talk a little bit about experience, which is another reason why men tend to get paid more. I wanted to get to the bottom of this, so I looked up jobs with the biggest gender pay gap. I clicked the first link that I seen at the top, scroll down, and number one, we have pilots with a 26.6% gender pay gap. And the teacher was kind of right because you can lie with statistics, but if there's anybody lying with statistics in this situation, it would be the people that are actually for the gender pay gap or that actually believe in the gender pay gap. Because you look at that statistic and you'd say, well, female pilots just make 26% less than male pilots. But let's take into account the experience. The study found that females employed by major airlines had significantly higher accident rates than their male counterparts overall. However, female pilots on average were less experienced and much younger than males. So not only do women get into more accidents because they're younger and less experienced, but they're also younger and less experienced. So now the 26% makes sense, right? Just take your own anecdotal evidence. When you get off of a plane and people are clapping because it's the pilot's last day, how often is the pilot that you see a woman? Not very often, because generally speaking, women are more likely to quit out on their high-paying careers in order to raise a family, rightfully so. So who should make more money? The 45-year-old pilot that never has to quit his job because he doesn't have to worry about having children, or the 22 or 24-year-old new pilot that's a woman that just comes in? Of course she's not going to make the same amount of money as the guy that's more experienced. There are also more reasons that I'm not going to get into for why there are gender pay gaps, quote unquote. One of them happens to be what you're interested in. If you're interested in art, you're not going to be valued as much as a person that's interested in technology, and you're probably not going to make as much as a person that's interested in technology. Now, you can't control your interest, but that's just the truth of the matter. With all that being said, I actually like this. I like that there are kids that are sitting in classes having their ideas challenged by facts, data, and statistics. I think that's important on both sides. But I do think it's important for teachers to stay unbiased in these situations, because teachers are always going to have their opinion more respected than the students. So when you're a teacher and you pick a side because you're biased, you're giving that side validity even though they haven't deserved it. The classroom needs to remain a place that's unbiased. I don't care about your feelings. Do the facts, data, and statistics support your argument? That is what should be valued in school, not safe places for people to just say crazy ideas. We need to stop allowing our educational institutions to become safe spaces, because when you're in a safe space, all you do is allow for the same idea and it becomes an echo chamber. School is a place where kids should go to get their ideas challenged by teachers, not verified by teachers. Till next time.
My boo, I'm just here for the rendezvous, and I came to hold them groove, cause I've been feeling like you want me to. He say stop standing, so I can't hold myself when I pull up.